Spin me around and around, turn me upside down. Spin me around and around, let me feel. Hold me, tell me I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. Hold me, tell me I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming.
You can always see George coming up the road. He's got his headlight on. That's how I know he's coming. Meeting me for breakfast. How you doing, George?
Good morning. How you doing, Jim?
I was so happy for you.
Yeah.
That you and now you got everything you need.
Yes, sir.
I think when we're done sitting here reminiscing, I think you ought to go look for a job.
Well, I'm gonna take the rest of the day off. I gotta take the rest of the day off, Jim. I'm not first taking the morning.
Yeah, you've had a lot going on, so. This is a story about two men from very different backgrounds, different parts of the country, who happened to be in St. Augustine, Florida at the same time, and just came together. And it was life-changing for me, and I believe life-changing for my new friend George. Hey everybody, my name's Jim Palmer, and along with my wife Stephanie and our rescue dog Blue, we live on this boat called our floating home. And we travel up and down the East Coast, and on December 2nd, 2018, we pulled into the beautiful little small town of St. Augustine, Florida, right near the historic part of the city. And every day, most days we'd walk up across the Bridge of Lions, and I couldn't help but notice on one of my walks I saw a gentleman sitting on a park bench. I figured he was homeless, and we saw some other homeless in the city. And one morning I decided on my early morning walk to take some bagels over, and I saw this man sitting on the bench as did my walk, and I kind of circled the park and approached him from the front because I didn't want to startle him. And I said, "Excuse me, sir, are you hungry?" And he says, "Yes, sir, I am." And I gave him some food, and he said, "Thank you very much. God bless you. I just want you to know I don't drink and I don't do drugs, and I really appreciate your generosity." And I shook his hand, said, "God bless you." And I said, "Are you here every day?" He says, "Every day in the morning." I said, "Well, I'm going to come here tomorrow, and I'll bring breakfast again." And that started a little over a 3-week journey of meeting with George every single day, sometimes twice a day, and discovered how he got homeless, and everything he owns is on this bicycle and this buggy trailer, which I couldn't help but notice had bald tires, and I took notice of the size. And a few days later, I brought him some new tires and new inner tubes with the self-sealing stuff in case he gets a flat. And I learned from George that after his beloved Kathy died, after they were together for about 25 years, he just left on his bicycle and his trailer, and not thinking and having his Social Security, didn't have a birth certificate, and then eventually his South Carolina driver's license expired. He felt he was supposed to go to Florida, so he originally went to Gainesville, but then he just kept praying and said, "I don't know what I'm supposed to do," and the Lord told him to go to St. Augustine. And he told me, and you'll hear in the video, that he said, "Lord, I'm in St. Augustine, I'm a patient man, but I need to know why I'm here." And he said, "That's when I walked up." So over the course of the next 3 weeks or so, I helped George get his ID, his birth certificate, his Social Security card, and now he can actually find work. George very much wants to find work and get off the street. So it's just such a powerful story for me personally, who sometimes thinks problems are big, homeless, hungry people. And what I learned out of it, I've been processing this for weeks, is that one person helping one person can make a huge difference in the world. A few days before we were getting ready to leave, I shared this story and what I was feeling with George. I felt actually God was telling me to share the story of one person helping one person. If everybody does that, the world would be a much better place. And I was resisting because honestly, I didn't want to come on and share a video about how Jim helped George. I didn't want it to be that. And I shared this with George, and he goes, "Well, you know what's interesting, Jim? I've been thinking about writing a book." He had no idea he would say that. He had no idea that I was an author. And he said, "I've got some things that I would like to share with people about being homeless." And I took that as a sign, "Jim, get this story out there." So I asked George, I said, "Look, we're leaving in a couple of days. Would you do a video interview?" And I thought he would probably say no. I didn't think he'd want to be on video. And he said, "Yeah, let's do that." Stephanie brought the camera and our phone, and And we just had a conversation, and that's about what it's really what you're going to see right now is a conversation between two friends. George has an awful lot to share, and as you'll hear, I will tease him constantly. You got everything you need, now go get a job. And interestingly enough, he had an old phone that was no longer working. I got the phone working. We got him a card, so he has minutes. And George called me just yesterday, as I'm doing this video here, and he called me all excited. He says, I've got 2 leads on jobs. He's going to go there Monday morning, and he was just so excited to talk to me on the phone and me to him. It's just an incredible friendship that developed from a simple gesture of giving a person a bagel. And I wanted to share that with you. That's what you're going to see here. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're inspired to, in your life or in business, whatever. Don't think of problems as being huge. Just think of, what can I do? One person. How can I help one person? And I think you'll be blessed. Take care. It is 6:30 a.m. Friday the 18th. Steph and I are getting ready to pull out, getting the bridge ready, getting the boat ready. We're going to be heading to New Smyrna Beach. But first, I need to go meet George and give him one more hot breakfast. Walk up and meet him at the face of the bridge. You can always see George coming up the road. He's got his headlight on. That's how I know he's coming. Meeting me for breakfast. How you doing, George?
Good morning. How you doing, Jim? Doing all right this morning? All right, bye.
Have fun finding a job. And there he goes. Told him he's got to go find a job now. Before we left, I took a picture of George and I. He came to see our boat when we pulled into the marina, and then I printed out a copy and gave it to him. And this is what he's holding. It was a really fun moment. There's your buddy Jim. Jim and George.
Yeah, look at that.
We look like twins.
Couple of troublemakers, what you look like.
Somewhere during our conversation, I was asking George about his work experience. I mean, he'd been a welder and done all kinds of jobs, and this is a proud moment for him, as you'll hear.
Got employee of the month. You know that.
You did?
Yeah.
Employee of the month?
Yeah.
Where?
Gainesville, Florida.
Well, out of the state? Or where
were you
were you
working?
working?
Oh, I was just working as a whatever they wanted me to do at the time.
Yeah, but who made you employee of the month?
Action labor.
Okay.
Action labor and.
Put that on your resume.
Yeah.
Well,
You tell
2001.
him. Well, the heck with that. I'm employee of the month
I still
right
got
here.
the paper.
Yeah.
You know, I still got the paper. See, George Gregory, employee of the month, 2001.
There you go.
No?
There you go.
You know, whatever, but that's. I mean, you can get food anywhere basically,
Yep.
but it's kind of hard to do without the situation, without the money situation. You got to have a few dollars in your pocket or whatever.
You gotta be eating just to think clearly.
That's true.
He needs batteries.
Yeah.
He needs things
Yep.
to keep him warm.
Oh yeah, thank you for the socks.
Are they warm? Did you wear
I
them?
got them on now.
All right.
Yeah, I got them
He's
on
got his
now.
warm
Yeah.
Look at
socks
those.
on. You're supposed to save them for when you're sleeping at night. You don't need them all
I
day
had to put them
long.
on now. I put them on. I couldn't believe how soft.
Are they so warm?
I said, this is what real socks feel like on your feet.
Damn.
Without,
And he had 2 hand warmers in this morning.
yeah, and without taking a sewing kit and sewing the ends of them up, you know, that's what I've been having to do, you know.
Oh, really?
Sewing?
Yeah.
Jim doesn't know what sewing is.
I take my socks, I'm
Yeah.
sitting around doing nothing, you know. I just take them and sew the ends up where they've been, you know.
Where your
rub-
toes are sticking out?
Yeah, and back heel, whatever, you know.
I didn't know you needed socks that bad.
No, you know, I don't tell people what I really need. Most of the time, I just, you know,
Well, somebody told Stephanie. Maybe it was that little angel.
Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
That little angel
exactly.
right here on his shoulder.
And I appreciate it, Stephanie, very much.
I asked George why he doesn't go to shelters, and this was said everything he owns is in this bike and buggy, and he will not take his eyes off it.
Uneasy people down there, I would
Okay.
say, maybe I put it that way. But I don't like being around a lot of crowded people. And I don't like going down there. I have to lock my bike up. Then I gotta watch my bike. Then I gotta watch who's around my bike.
Yeah.
I got, several things I don't like going down there. It's a lot of drunks and a lot of drugs going on.
And we've been here 6 weeks, and I told this morning, I'm going to be sad to leave here tomorrow.
I'm gonna be really sad to see y'all leave. Not because you've been really nice to me and gave me food and everything. I appreciate that. The Lord knows that. But just for a friend,
Yep.
Somebody I can sit down and talk to and be honest with, and tell them my story, what the true life is about.
Well, your
Being
phone
homeless.
works now, and you have my number, so we can talk.
Yeah, he watches those minutes, though. Don't go wasting his minutes.
Now, listen, if you get down there, you let me know. We'll send you another card, right? Another minute card.
No, I probably won't do that.
Well, then I'll just send it to you anyway. I'll send it to you anyway, and you can throw it out or give it to somebody.
Oh, no, I ain't throwing that. What
I
you?
know.
No, you can't do that.
He doesn't waste a thing.
No, I don't wait. I got stuff in that bag right there since 1999.
I believe it.
I really do.
Yeah, those are good-looking saddlebags.
But them saddlebags, they come back by that time too. Plus, I got some other stuff that I don't tell nobody about. I want them to know about, because if I did, they'd try to steal it and rob me. Well, they try to do that anyway. That's when I got to keep my eye on the bike 24/7.
Yeah, talk about how when you get out there, make your nest.
Well, when I first get in there, I make sure there ain't nobody been in, really.
Right.
Because I will leave something behind. And so if they want it, they'll pick it up and they will take it. That way at least me know
it's been undisturbed.
somebody has been there. It's like a red towel I had.
Right.
It's gone. But I don't know. I left it out there one time before, several times before, really. Nobody had bothered it. But there had been a raccoon and possum back there.
Yeah.
So I imagine they might have took it and make them a nest
okay.
with it,
Well, talk about how you make your.
Well,
How do you make your little home?
okay, when I first get there, I get everything out. I pull everything when I need it.
Right.
I get my piece of plastic, not a piece of plastic, but a piece of tarp, lay down on the ground there. Then I get another little blanket, I lay on top of it. Then I get the tarp, and I put it over top of me. And what I got left over is what I cover up with. Since Jim and them got me a new sleeping bag and everything, I can use it now. But before then, I had Kathy's blanket with me, and that was a pretty thin blanket. I covered her up with that. But I had to bring that with me. I use it to cover up with sometimes. Then sometimes I had to get really cold. I'd put up a coat on top of me.
Okay.
But when it rains, I get wet. Still get wet. So the water's coming right up underneath me. Like this. And here I am on one side. I wake up next morning and I'm soaking wet on one side. This other side looks good though. Take a picture on this side. Otherwise, it's a really hard thing to do.
To lay on the ground every
To
night.
lay on the ground every night. You got these roots and everything in your back. And you're trying to turn over. You got one root over here, and you turn over. You got another root. But I'm not sitting here crying and spill milk or anything. But you just got to do what you got to do to survive out here in these streets. Make sure you do the right thing, though. First of all, you got to have the Lord on your side.
Yep.
Then you got to have friends like Jim Palmer here and his wife Stephanie to help us, people like me. And God bless y'all very much what y'all have done for me. You really helped me out. I don't know how many times, how many thank yous I got to say, but I want to thank you and thank you and thank you.
You're a good man.
You know, well, you know what it is, George, I tell myself. Well, George, you know what it is, don't you? I said, what? He said, it's your buggy. I mean, if I had my bike, just my bike, nobody would never think I was homeless. Because I try to keep myself clean, and I try to keep myself, you know.
Clean shaven.
Clean shaven, yeah. I'm going to bring that up. I kind of put it a different way. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, I'm saying thank you again. You know. But you know, it's a hard struggle out here. I really want to get a job and really want to get off these streets. Just get my life back.
Yep. That's going to be a great day.
And then if I meet another woman, that's fine. If I don't, well, that's fine too. You know, that's the way I see it. The Lord wants me to have someone, He'll bring it to me just like He brought Cassie to me.
Yep.
So I think, is there anything else you want to share about the homeless situation? Or
Well, it's
what's the biggest challenge you found outside of shelter and food,
big
I guess,
challenge.
right?
Big challenge. I had so many, unfortunately, things happen to me, but I kept motivating. I kept going. I kept pushing myself. I said, okay, well, this here is just a little road bump. You know, we're gonna get over this. We're gonna keep moving. But I got to give the Lord and Jim Palmer here. I got to give him a lot of credit. I mean, I call him Jim Palmer, but he looks more like, who did I say he was?
Told me Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. Hey, y'all, this is Bruce Willis. I'm talking to a star here.
That's better than look like Curly on the Three Stooges.
I look like him now. I look like him already. Don't take the hat off, George.
George, what would you
Please keep the sunglasses on, too.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
you got real nice eyes.
Well, we don't really go that way.
No, we're not going
Oh,
that way.
God! His wife's right here.
Take it easy,
It's
George.
not right here.
What do you think? What would you say to people? Again, I think the message that has been touching me is one person helping one person. What would you say to somebody who's walking around a small town in the city or St. Augustine and they see somebody sitting on a bench or that's obviously homeless? What should they do?
Well, first, you kind of got to approach them with a good attitude, really. You know, you got to say, "Hey, how you doing? Is there any way I could possibly sit down and talk to you a few minutes, or is there any way I could probably help you out anyway? You know." But it's some of these, like I said, some of these people. They don't want to get off the streets. All they want to do is just panhandle and get more drinking, and before you know it, they done passed out all over the darn place. But you got really, me, experience, been living on the street like I've been living. There are certain people that I can look at and tell if they could be helped tonight. This person over here, well, you might say so, but drinking talking to them. But I have found a few people that want to be helped, and they, like my situation, they didn't know how to get help.
How did you find out about St. Francis, which is a wonderful organization here in town?
Well, years ago, I come over here years ago, and when I was riding back then, when I had my swing and all, I rode good places back then. But I always liked St. Augustine. I came over here. St. Francis really had changed since then.
the other, in addition to St. Francis, is Officer, your police
Caroline.
Officer
Officer
Caroline.
Caroline. Now she's been on my side
Yes.
the whole time.
I was hoping I could
Yeah.
meet her, but what a wonderful woman
Oh,
she sounds like.
she is a wonderful officer, and she is the one that motivated me to go down to St. Francis too to get this stuff started. You know, I got to put her in the loop too because she was everything I was telling Florida. Caroline.
And she's looked out for you. I know. I saw her when
come
I was
up-
coming around the bridge. I saw her chatting it up with you.
She come over here the other day, and I showed her I was getting my ID and everything. She was so happy for me, you know. Like if she ain't been an officer at the time, I think she'd give me a hug, you know. But now maybe I'll take her. She's a really nice lady, and she's been good to me, really. I mean, she don't talk harsh to me. She talks to me like a human being.
Yeah.
You know, like not these other people just walk by and you don't say anything, just with a snub on their face and oh, you ain't no but a drunk, you know. I can see it in their eyes.
Uh-huh.
You know, I can tell when they walk by me, they won't smile. I say good morning or happy afternoon or whatever. I always speak to the people. They keep right on walking after that. Ain't that rude?
It is.
No, I said, that's rude. At least say good morning or even something, you know.
Just being polite doesn't cost anything, does it?
No, I mean, these people are just, they so screw-hearted, no-hearted, I would say. And it makes me want to go back to the mountains and hide from these people, you know. Go up and hide from these people.
Get you down.
But I say, no, you ain't running me out of here. I got things to do. So he closed the door, took me over here, and I got good safety. I didn't know why the Lord sent me here. I been here every day. The Lord, you got me here for a reason, and what is the reason? Nothing come up, you know. Nothing come up. Well, I'm a patient man, Lord. I can hang in here, you know. And they think I know you come walking up. And that's it right there.
Gave you a bagel.
Yeah, you gave me a bagel. Yeah, that was the turning point right there. You turned my life around, Jim, and I want to thank you for so much for it. Yes, sir.
You're a good man. You're
Thank
a
you
good
very
friend.
much. Thank you so much, Jim. You and Stephanie have really meant forward for me.
What are you going to do tomorrow after breakfast?
I'm gonna look for a job.
That's
As soon as I get my oatmeal and eggs.
That's eggs. Oh, okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I had to throw
We'll do it
that.
again tomorrow.
I had to throw that in there, you know.
We're pulling out about 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So you'll be over here with Mike at that point.
Right.
So you'll see us take off. I'll toot the horn a little bit. Yeah, you walk right out the dock and wave to me.
I can take a picture of you.
You can do that.
Yeah, I got the camera on mine.
I know you do.
I'm high
You're
class.
hooked up.
I'm high class. I got a minute
I was so
phone.
glad you got to come on the boat and stuff.
Oh, that was beautiful boat. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Lord, you got room for me?
We sure do.
Ah, yeah, no.
This is the moment when George called me after we got his phone working when his new birth certificate arrived. And he called me and said, "Jim, I'm holding it." It reminded me when someone gets their driver's license. It was a very, very cool moment.
Or first driving lesson, or first, or either got driving license.
Yeah.
You know, we put it that way.
You're like,
Okay.
Jim, I'm holding it.
Yeah, it was. I was like,
I was so touched. I was so happy for you
yeah,
that you did. And now you got everything you need.
yes, sir.
I think when we're done sitting here reminiscing, I think you ought to go look for a job.
Well, I'm gonna take the rest of the day off. I gotta take the rest of the day off, Jim. I'm about first thing in the morning.
Yeah, you've had a lot going on, so
About first thing in the morning.
I think that's right.
When I
First thing
come
in the
across
morning's a
bread.
good idea.
There's the sushi place. Anyway,
Yeah,
I know you're going to do it, and you
Yeah.
know I'm going to be calling you and checking
Oh,
on
I
you.
know that. That's the reason I got to keep up.
That's it.
And there he goes. Told him he's got to go find a job now.